Are financial influencers helping young Canadians make smarter moves or turning financial advice into simply entertainment? 91% of investors using social media and 35% of them actually acting on that advice. The stakes couldn't be higher. Today, we'll go through the good, bad, and outright dangerous advice that financial influencers give and give you a practical checklist of what you can use before you make your next financial decision. One quote that is often stuck with me is that people often look for quick rewards, easy money, and then often feel duped when these things don't work out. If you want to stop seeing clowns, quit going to the circus.
Hiya, Georgie.
One thing that I've always found odd is that there appear to be so many 22-year-olds on social media who claim to have beaten the system and are now making tens of thousands of dollars a month. Sure.
The allure of easy money. Why finfluencers feel more trustworthy than economists.
Why do so many people trust a financial influencer on YouTube with a ring light more than an economist with a PhD? Financial influencers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, with a smartphone, speak with a relatable tone and make investing sound very simple and easy. They speak very casually about debt, savings, and crypto strategies, and avoid all the complex jargon and charts that you get from traditional financial institutions. Now, I like many of these financial influencers. I am one. And I agree with a lot of what other financial influencers say, but others aren't so great or have faced allegations against them. I'm just the messenger telling you what has been said in the past about some.
Allegations against social media influencers.
Here are some recent influencers that have faced criticism. 1. Ben Bitboy Crypto Armstrong, accused by researchers, faced civil suits and regulatory scrutiny around undisclosed token promotions, meme coin activity, and a class action tied to token promotions. 2. Graham Stephan, one of several finance YouTubers named in a high-profile class action alleging paid promotion of FTX without adequate disclosure. Coverage examines influencer responsibility. 3. Kevin Meet Kevin Paffrath, named in the same FTX class action wave, also publicly discussed receiving paid marketing deals and later apologizing after the exchange collapsed. 4. Andre Jick, named as one of the YouTubers sued in relation to FTX promotions. Public scrutiny focused on disclosure and due diligence. 5. Promoters of BitConnect, for example, lead promoters, and high-profile in-scene figures like Carlos Matos. BitConnect was later labeled by regulators as a global Ponzi-style scheme and promoters, including US. Promoters were sued, divided by indicted. This is a classic example of promoters plus influencers amplifying a fraudulent crypto product. 6. John McAfee and other celebrity crypto promoters. McAfee was charged by the SEC for allegedly promoting ICOs while concealing he was paid. He's an example of a high-visibility promoter charged for undisclosed paid promotions and pump-and-dump behavior.
The rise of these creators has coincided with a gap in trust. Many people see financial advisors as out of touch and looking out for their own self-interest. Financial influencers, on the other hand, present themselves as peers rather than financial experts. According to research from the Ontario Securities Commission, almost every new retailer relies on social media to some extent to gather information, and about 1/3 of those act upon it. Those numbers show how powerful a digital voice has become in influencing financial decisions. People often believe in the advice because it's coming from someone like them rather than some other person with all these credentials who they don't know. Now, like I said, I am a financial influencer and there's some great channels and advice out there. The challenge and problem is weeding through the good and the bad advice. This accessibility does come with trade-offs, however, as financial influencers face very little regulatory oversight. Licensed advisors, in theory, must justify every recommendation and disclose conflicts of interest. There's a lot more wiggle room for financial influencers and content creators. This gives them creativity and reliability, but also allows for exaggeration.
My own personal experience with this.
A great example of this is I saw a video perform very well, and I was going to make a video about it also. It was how mortgages are not being renewed even though people have never missed a payment, that lenders just aren't choosing to renew the mortgages. and it sounded like a banger of an idea. The video that this other content creator made was performing very well. And I did a bunch of research, looked into it, and I chose not to make the video, right or wrong, because I couldn't find myself enough information to support that assertion. And I didn't believe in it. I'm not going to sell out my audience for some quick views if I myself don't believe in it and can't find credible information and sources on it. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist or that it's not true. I'm just saying I couldn't find information myself to support that assertion. I felt it wasn't representing the overall population. I didn't see a trend growing, so I chose not to make it. Without accountability, predictions about stock price performance and future performance, crypto returns, and passive income streams slowly drift into unrealistic territory. Audiences rarely see disclosures about taxes, diversification, and risk implications, leading to products that are leaving out part of the context that financial advisors must include. You're only getting a small snapshot of the full picture. What is left is a product that is easy to consume, but often incomplete. What grows is what psychologists refer to as parasocial relationships, in which the audience bonds with a person who feels familiar that they see on media. Even when the viewer knows it's a one-way friendship, the brain processes it as friendship. A creator's confession of past financial mistakes or how I made my first $1,000 reels you in with emotion, not data. The friendly tone builds comfort, and comfort feels like truth. Entertainment value often outweighs instruction. Many videos focus on attention-grabbing thumbnails, quick graphics, and engaging stories of success. The educational core, how compounding works, what bond yields mean, why you should diversify, all this is condensed into bite-sized snippets, but often the videos lack depth. For example, how many big content creators do you watch? And I've sat through some of these videos, and some provide great information, while others, I feel like I've watched a 10-15 minute video and it was very entertaining, but I didn't act or really learn anything. Like I didn't act on any of the advice that they told me, or it was presented so fast I didn't really catch or understand anything. It was mainly just for entertainment, but presented like it's educational. In case you're new to my channel, I'm Aaron, a 20-year corporate accountant and analyst living in Western Canada. Subscribing to my channel won't get you financial freedom that many other content creators promise. However, if you want informative and I hope entertaining videos about personal finance, investing, and investment portfolios, you've come to the right place. Also, I've just created a channel membership, which, in addition to supporting this channel and having my sincere appreciation, you get a lot of great perks along with it. I think it's worth checking out. This doesn't mean that all content creators are bad. Like I said, there's some great advice out there, and they focus on practical tips such as budgeting, saving, the importance of living below your means, and they focus on practical habits rather than just simply hype or trends. However, once product sponsorships enter the picture, it becomes harder and harder to separate good, actionable advice from simply pitching and marketing, trying to sell you a product that maybe you don't even need. Studies from the World Economic Forum and coverage from CBC reveal how the convenience of online finance clashes with the danger of misinformation. The same characteristics that make a content creator relatable, transparency, accessibility, casual language and tone, make it easier for poor advice to spread unchecked. Casual advice that's given about a new meme coin or cryptocurrency or finance app may seem innocent and harmless and like they're trying to actually help you. However, sometimes there are incentives and hidden motives behind this that aren't always disclosed.
Stock picks versus science, the academic reality check.
Relatability often replaces reliability, and this substitution comes with consequences. Once storytelling replaces objective thinking, it becomes harder for the audience to discern objective guidance from financial influence and marketing on social media. The academic record shows just how unlikely they are to consistently outperform the market. That's why I don't like to give out stock recommendations, right? An ETF, an index fund, sure. But there are so many external factors that can't be controlled for influencing a stock's price and performance. Government regulations, fraud, other countries and their economy, so many hidden factors that no one can often see coming. So when somebody tells you they can predict how a stock is going to perform in the future, I'd be really skeptical about that, as about 98% of people I feel have no clue how a stock's going to perform in the future. Like, there are so many other variables that have to be taken into account. So be very skeptical about the next stock pick recommendations that you hear. And the other thing that really grinds my gears is when they take snapshots of past performance. Hindsight is 20/20, right? So you can sit there, analyze a stock and say, well, I knew it was going to go up here, or you see this right here, it's because of this. I would do this in the future. Anybody can dissect and look at past performance and use that as an indicator, but very rarely can they translate that into future performance and predictions. The math behind most Finfluencer predictions simply doesn't add up. Many claim that they've cracked the code to outperform the market. They showcase screenshots of trading profits, highlight timing strategies, or unveil exclusive lists of undervalued stocks and hidden crypto gems. These videos often feature complicated charts or back-tested models meant to signal authority. But when the claims are tested against real-world data, the numbers usually don't add up. Even trained professionals with cutting-edge technology and advanced degrees struggle to beat broad market indexes year after year. A viewer trying to judge this advice has very limited tools. Most influencers show selective data to highlight their results. Financial advisors do this too, where they only showcase their top performing investment portfolios and quietly dismiss all their underperforming financial portfolios to make it look like their track record is stellar and their investment advice is just out of this world. They emphasize gains and minimize losses. They say that, well, this next stock or crypto is going to double in the next 6 months. And if it does perform well, they say, see, I was right. However, if it doesn't, well, that prediction and video is quietly dismissed and just downplayed. It's not mentioned again. A confident person saying, trust me, I have your best financial interests in mind. Do this and this and this, and I know what will be the financial outcomes. I'd really question and be speculative on that advice. Studies across economics and behavioral finance reveal the same result. Beating the market consistently is statistically improbable, even for experts. Professional hedge funds with deep research teams typically underperform simple index funds after fees. This finding undermines the central message of many online personalities who build their brands on stock picking and predictive accuracy. Despite this, content creators go forward anyway because the market and audience rewards confidence and not cautionary predictions. What are you more likely to click on? A content creator that says, well, build a rock-solid investment portfolio and you'll see average to high returns over the next 5 to 10 years, or another creator who is saying, get rich now, quadruple your investment in 1 year. That's why many creators do it. They go for the clickbait and promise outstanding, fabulous results. This is a game changer. Click on this if you want to get rich, rather than tried and true practical advice. Over time, audiences see only success stories. This is classic survivorship bias. The visible winners shape our predictions, while the failures vanish from sight. The effect strengthens the illusion of skill, where chance often plays the larger role. Consider the cycle around speculative assets. During years of crypto surges, many self-proclaimed experts come out claiming that they have insight to the next big crypto trends. Months later, when the crypto crashes, latecomers are left with heavy losses. Many projects fail, such as new ventures, and many content creators claim to have insight into these projects and predictions. However, when the ventures fail, they blame external factors and conditions. Then the cycle starts over again. After something crashes, maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years later, a new hype and trend emerges, and suddenly creators jump on board that boat, promoting that product or service. Many people, I'm sure, are aware or have heard of the pump and dump scheme, where creators promote a certain currency or crypto or stock price, and then once it surges, they quickly exit out and sell their stock or currency before it crashes and it loses enthusiasm. In Canada, this is hard to define legally, and regulators are struggling to keep up with what is actually financial advice and how to define it. When creators claim special insight into something, they are selling confidence, not evidence. However, some viewers are asking very insightful questions like, how do I know, or how can I fact check these claims that are being made? That's a great question. Real financial guidance often comes not from viral clips or the new hottest trend, but from sound investing advice that has been proven over the years. It comes from evidence, patience, and a clear understanding of the risks. Again, in case we haven't met, I'm Aaron, a 20-year corporate accountant and analyst living in Western Canada. I talk about personal finance, investing, and investment portfolios. Subscribing to my channel won't get you financial freedom that many other content creators promise. However, if you want transparent, honest, and informative information, all wrapped up hopefully in an entertaining video, you've come to the right place. Also, I've just created a channel membership in which, in addition to supporting this channel and having my sincere appreciation, you'll also get a lot of great perks. I think it's worth checking out. Content creators that talk about saving habits, diversification, and long-term growth don't have to rely on hype because their message sells itself. When advice sounds like easy to do and quick wins, it means that someone is benefiting more than you. Check disclosures, verify records, and really carefully weigh and consider each claim that is made. The quiet truth is that wealth grows slowly over time. It rewards the patient and deliberate investor and not the speculator who is waiting for the next token or trending stock to explode. And if you're interested, here are 2 more great videos about personal finance and investing recommended by the YouTube algorithm that I think you'll really enjoy.